as you can tell by the thumbnail and the title of this video, I'm just going to be doing a typical get ready with me. I have some slightly new-ish makeup, not a whole lot, but just a little bit, that I wanted to play around with. And also because I'm filming another video, so I figured why not just film me getting ready and then I'll film that video with makeup on. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to see how my look turns out for today. I'm sorry if I freak out a little bit. I have a stink bug infestation in my bedroom. I made it all the way to the end of September before I had my first stink bug that was like a major, like, because last year I had a huge problem with them, with my air conditioners kind of like welcomed all the stink bugs into my apartment, and this year it didn't happen until now. So, and I don't mean just by like 1 or 2 stink bugs, I mean like 6 or 7 on one window, and there's 2 windows in my bedroom. So if I freak out in the middle of this video, I apologize. I'll try to edit that out, or maybe I'll leave it in. I can see 4 currently, and it's panicking me just a tad, and they like to move and fly around. So yeah, that's fun. I would like to film a video not in my bedroom, because this is where I do my filming, but I have really loud neighbors, so I can't really do it in my living room, and my kitchen and bathroom both aren't really places that like are good for filming. So there's that. If you have any suggestions on how to get rid of stink bugs, while also understanding that I have a guinea pig who is also in the bedroom, I would very much appreciate those being dropped in the comment section. I'm currently looking at a stink bug right above my desk, and I'm just hoping that it doesn't fall into my drink or onto me, because I had one in my living room yesterday, and where I sit on the couch is right in front of the air conditioner, and I just kept thinking, okay, we're fine. Okay. I just kept thinking that it was going to come and like attack me or whatever, and I was not feeling it, and I just like was so anxious the whole time, and don't need any more anxiety than I already have. Like, don't need more of it, you know? So there's that. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what I was going to talk about in this video. A lot of like what I've been thinking of has been on holiday releases, which I'm very on the fence about. I've heard that a lot of times brands will come out with holiday palettes in different formulas than their typical formula, which kind of makes me not ever want to buy a holiday packet, like a holiday collection or anything again, which is kind of, I guess I'll go in with a sponge today, which is kind of upsetting, because like I'd like to support brands and their holiday releases, but if they're not going to be worth buying or spending my money on, then like what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to waste my time and money on something that's crap, that a company knows is crap, that they're just trying to get your money because it's for the holiday. Like, I really like the Too Faced like Thanksgiving gingerbread type palette, the one that came out this year. I'm very intrigued by it. I think the colors are really pretty. I think it's something that I would enjoy. But the problem is, I've heard with their previous gingerbread palette from last year that the quality is not the same as the regular, like, chocolate, like, it's the same packaging as their chocolate bar palette and things like that, which kind of concerns me, because I don't want to buy, like, a $40 palette and have it be, like, crap. And I don't like Too Faced, so for me to even be interested in getting it is kind of, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot. It means something more than just, like, you know? So that kind of, like, almost irritates me and makes me mad to think that they would do that, like, knowingly, just to get your money. And, like, I feel like they're the type that would come out with it, but then also be like, oh, and then, like, 2 months later, let's come out with it again because we know people were interested in it back, you know what I mean? Like, people bought it the first, because I think they did that with last year's. They came out with it again, but, like, sometime this summer or something. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I feel like they did that. And, like, I know Pat McGrath has a huge holiday collection coming out. I'm not very interested in that collection, like, at all. Like, I'm not a big Pat McGrath fan just because I don't like the packaging. I like the palettes, like, in terms of what they look like. I've never bought one because they're a little bit too overpriced for me. like, I could never justify buying a palette that expensive, because I know prices of the palettes kind of high. I think they're like in the $100 to $200 range or something. I'm not quite sure. I know they've been like dropped down lower recently. I think Smoky Glow had mentioned that the newest palette, this one for the holiday collection, was only going to be like $70 some, which honestly isn't that bad considering you're getting Pat McGrath quality. But she did mention that you're not going to be getting as much product within the palette, which that's honestly fine by me. Like, it kind of sucks because you're paying less, but at the same time, you are paying less. So you should, like, expect, you know what I mean? But, I don't really care for, like, the colors in the palette. It looks like it's an all shimmer palette, which if you're interested in Pat McGrath's shimmer formula, that might be something to look into. But me personally, I have no interest in buying that. I don't really care for any of the lip products. They're, like, I've heard Pat McGrath's formula for their lip stuff is really nice. People like it, but it's just not something I'm interested in personally. Yeah, and there's, like, some glitters or something, and I'm just not, like, the whole palette, I saw a picture of it, and I was just, like, not impressed. And I hate to say that, because, like, the whole goal of people coming out with holiday stuff is to make you want to buy it, because you feel like it's this special, like, it's this special release that they're putting out that you can only get for the holiday, and then next year will be something different. Oh, by the way, I got my hair done. I decided to do a balayage again because it took me so long to schedule a hair appointment, and I haven't been since June, I think, which honestly isn't that bad for my hair, but I could tell because I had blonde highlights in that my hair needed to be redone again. Like, I could see that the highlights were starting to fade, so I wanted something that would be close to my root color, so that way whenever I decided to let my hair, like, if I took forever to make a new appointment or something and my hair started to grow out, it wouldn't be super noticeable. It might only be noticeable because there's a huge glob in my brow gel, and it's kind of gross. I don't have a tissue to wipe it off on, so sorry, desk. Just looks like poop. That's gross. But I wanted it to be less noticeable whenever my hair grew out, because, like, part of me is a little teeny bit concerned about a second lockdown, although I think we're all at this point, and not saying this in, like, a good way, but I just feel like at this point everyone's just sick and tired of the pandemic and quarantining and being stuck, and they just kind of want out. Like, I've seen that Florida is just, like, releasing all of their bans and guidelines, and, like, everything is going back to, like, normal or pre-pandemic, which I think is a little bit, like, well, not a little bit, but, like, a lot risky. Like, I don't think that's something they should do, especially being a state that's had, like, so many issues with the pandemic, and considering we're coming up, you know, in a couple months, it's still, like, 5 months away, but on spring break, like, I think they're going to regret that. And I'm a little on the fence with this pandemic stuff. Part of me thinks that it's all made up and they're just, like, pushing the panic. But I know people that have the virus and have had the virus. I'm not saying the virus isn't real, but I don't necessarily, like, I don't know. The way that it's been brought about, I don't think it's just, like, a coincidental thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't want to get into anything. I don't want to, like, make myself look bad or, like, say something stupid or whatever. Because, like, you know what I mean? But, yeah, that's kind of just where I'm at. Like, I don't know. I think I'm going to do the same look again. I'm using the Odin's Eye palettes again. I think that video has been posted. I really like the formula in these and the quality. I think they're really nice. But, like, even I am a little bit over this whole pandemic stuff. Like, my sister and I and my mom went shopping last weekend, and we wanted to go eat for lunch, and we wanted someplace a little bit nicer, sit down, and a lot of places have stopped doing outdoor seating, and most of the places in our area didn't offer outdoor seating either, so it was just carry out or, like, you get it DoorDashed to you if you can, because where I live you can't get much DoorDashed because I'm too far out of, like, the city limits, which that kind of sucks because then it means that I can, like, barely support the people I want to support. Like, I can only order from a select number of people and places because a lot of places don't deliver within my town, which sucks. But, we went to a restaurant that was more fine dining type, like a little bit more so, but it's still kind of casual and stuff, and my sister, like, full-blown, like, freaked out. Like, she didn't have a panic attack or anything, and she wasn't, like, you know, but she was still kind of like, oh my gosh, there's so many people, it's so crowded, like, I don't like this, and, you know, I get it. If that's how you feel and your anxiety is like that, I totally get it. I'm not the type of person to want to hang out in groups of people, but now that, like, I'm trying to meet new people, I'm trying to make friends, I'm trying to do things and be more, like, active socially, I feel like the pandemic has kind of, like, really hindered that, and especially with me having such bad anxiety, I feel like it's only made things worse. Like, and I don't mean to say this in, like, a terribly negative way, but it's just, like, I'm struggling to make new friends, to meet people. I wanted to start dating again. I want to get back into something like that. And I feel like this virus has, like, really made it hard for me to do that. And not saying that, like, the virus should go away so that I can, like, date again. But it's just, like, I want things to be a little bit more normal and a little bit, like, easier. And not saying, like, super easy, but just, like, easy on me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired of not being able to go places, tired of not being able to do things, tired of, like, wanting to do something and put myself out there but not being able to because it's either closed or we can't do that or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I really need to clean my mirror, which is why I'm using the one from Odin's Eye in the one palette, because mine is, like, horrifically dirty. I've been using this Makeup Revolution eyeshadow primer. I think it's the Lock and Lid or something like that. I don't like it, and I keep using it, and I need to just declutter it because it's starting to drive me nuts with how annoying, like, it's clinging. Like, my makeup is clinging in spots, and I hate that. Like, absolutely hate that. And I like my Milani one better, but I like having the Doe Foot applicator, which, that's a stupid reason to keep something that I know doesn't work right for me. So I just need to get rid of it. I need to try more, but my thing is I don't want to spend a whole lot of money on an eyeshadow, like an eyelid primer or an eyeshadow primer or whatever, because, like, I don't know, I just think that's kind of, like, dumb. Just, like, for me, like, I don't want to spend my money on something like that. That is really... I did this the last time. It's straight glitter, and I touched it, and I didn't want to use it. Now I'm covered in glitter. Oh my gosh. And, like, my bedroom is, like, 1,000 times hotter than every other room in my apartment. And I have the air going and the doors shut, but for some reason it's still, like, overly hot. And I'm wearing a sweatshirt. Like, I'm comfortable in every other room in my apartment in this sweatshirt except for my bedroom. And it's kind of annoying. I just need to figure this crap out. It just, like, it sucks because I'm trying to make my space nice. I'm trying to have a nice apartment. I'm pretty sure, like, 99% sure I didn't get the other apartment I had applied for, which is kind of, like, I'm a little bit upset, and not at the guy for giving it to the other people if they were interested first or their friends or, you know what I mean, just, like, upset in general that it happened. That I tried for something, I was trying to do something better for myself, and it didn't work out. Like, that's mainly just what's upsetting. It's like when you try and you want to succeed and you want to do better and you want to give yourself a better life and nothing seems to work. Like, that's what's really just frustrating me the most. And I think that's, like, kind of a big thing for everybody that frustrates everyone. Is, like, when you try and it just doesn't, it's not enough. And it's like, well, why try? And I mean, that's kind of how I felt whenever we were quarantining for, how long was it? Like, what, 3-4 months? I think I got out of quarantine in, like, June. I mean, not really got out of it, but, like, went back to work, working in my office at work. I went back in, like, June or so, started shopping more. Like, things were starting to open back up in my state, I mean. And, like, it's just like, you know, we quarantined for all that time. We stayed in our houses and apartments and wherever. We, you know, didn't go out. We only went out for groceries, to walk our animals, to, like, get the necessities. Nobody was out partying, at least not in, like, my area. You know, people were doing a good job at, like, really following the rules. And then we get out and, like, numbers have spiked and things are closing and, like, rules are being, like, pushed on us again. And, like, the neighboring state, to me, is having, like, horrific numbers, and they've had to, like, shut down more stuff, whereas we've been, like, opening things. And I don't know if it's because we had such strict guidelines because of our governor, like, compared to the other governor, like, the neighboring state's governor, I'm not sure. But it's just like, you know, we put forth all this effort to stay at home, to not go out, to not go anywhere, to not do anything, to not see anyone, to not breathe anywhere, and it, like, just wasn't enough. And I think that's, like, what frustrates people a lot in life, is just when you try and things just don't, like, you know? I'm tired of my nose running. Because I'm not sick. And it's allergies, because it's allergy season now, apparently. And, you know, I'm just over it. Just so over it. I bought that Clinique cheek pop, and I'm not overly impressed with it. It's fine, but I just feel like I have way better blushes that cost, like, 3 times less. If I'm being quite honest with you, like, I'm using the Essence Satin Touch blush, and I think it's, like, kind of better, but that's just my opinion. It's just, I don't know. Things are just so messed up right now. It's just such a weird time. You know what I mean? Like, things are just, it's just so confusing. I don't know. I'm in a weird place right now. Like, I'm trying to do things and change and, you know, grow and be a better person and do different things and trying to put myself out there again, and it's just... Oh, so going back to holiday releases. So, I'm a little worried to touch on this topic because I don't want people to think that I'm, like, insensitive. I honestly just didn't know. So, I picked up the new... What was it? The new ColourPop Sandstorm eyeshadow palette. And I think I also picked up one of the lip products. I said lip and almost opened my mouth to spray this into my mouth. I can't believe how dumb that would have been. So, I saw the palette. They had, like, posted a picture, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. I think it's so pretty. I really want to get it. And I never saw a price for it, which was kind of weird. It's still, like, weird to me that I never saw a price, yet it, like, got posted multiple places, and no one ever, like, I commented on several different posts from different people, and ColourPop themselves. Sorry, guys. And I still never got, like, an answer until I went and bought it. And that kind of, like, irritated me. But, so the new Sandstorm palette is very Native American / Indian based. And I didn't quite realize or notice that. I just kind of thought it was a theme that they were going with. Like, I know BH Cosmetics did, like, a Desert Oasis type palette, and I thought it was just along the lines of that. So I didn't really think anything of it until I saw some posts on Twitter that people were very upset at ColourPop being not culturally appropriate, or, like, doing the, you know, like, taking something and claiming it and then, like, not giving proper acknowledgement of what you're taking. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So, I know what I'm talking about. That's the whole point. Like, I know what I mean. So, they had posted and said, here are some other, like, Native American type brands that you can support that aren't ColourPop. And I was like, oh crap, what's going on? Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm really excited about this palette. Why don't you like it? And then it hit me that it's very, like... Sorry. It's very, like, white girl going to Coachella wearing a headdress type. It's something along the lines of that. You know, like, white girl wearing box braids and thinking they're a gangsta and, like... You know, it's very... along those lines. And I was like, oh my gosh, did I just make a mistake? Like, I just bought this palette because I thought it was pretty, and here it is, like, this horrific thing. I bought the same shade because it, oh my gosh, I'm so mad right now. I'm going to have to return this to CVS. I haven't opened it, but I'm going to have to return it. I'm so mad. So anyway, like I was saying, so they came out with this palette, this collection, and it's very, you know, Native American-y, but not like giving support in the proper way and everything. And people on Twitter were obviously upset, and I felt like horribly guilty about it. And I'm like, look, I just bought the palette because I like the colors in the palette. So now I'm like concerned, do I return it whenever I get it? Do I sell it on Poshmark and then like donate the money? Like, do I keep the palette but just understand, like, know that it's not okay what they did? Like, I'm very conflicted, and I don't want to like get myself into trouble. I don't want to, you know, use this palette and love this palette without giving credit to the fact that it was inspired by Native Americans and like culture and like things like that, if that makes sense. Just going in with a second setting spray. So I'm a little conflicted. Let me know in the comments below what the best thing to do is. I would love to even bring awareness, like if I do a video on the palette, just talking about like why it's not okay, what we can do to be better, like bringing some history to like Native Americans in general, even though I don't really know anything, which is my chance to learn as well. Definitely let me know in the comments what you'd think and suggest. I am very conflicted. I don't really know what to do about it. It's just one of those like, I don't know. It leaves a bad feeling in my stomach, and I hate to say that. Well, I hate to feel that way, but it's like, that's the situation because that's what ColourPop did, basically. Like, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I mean? But, and then me buying the palette, that's just, I don't really know what I'm getting at. But yeah, definitely let me know in the comment section what the best course of, like, what the best option is, and what I should do moving forward. Should I return the palette, blah, 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 whatever. But, yeah, because I don't want to be like ColourPop and make a mistake and not know, and like just, or, well, not so much not know, but just play dumb, basically. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to like use the palette and like not acknowledge the fact that it's not okay. But, yeah, so that's kind of, yeah. Thank you for listening to me ramble. I had a lot of fun putting on this makeup and just doing like a casual get ready with me. I feel like this was a very quick video, but it probably wasn't. Maybe it's the stink bugs that are driving me crazy and that are making me anxious and make me want to do this video a little bit faster. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and ring the notification bell down below so you get notified when I upload. I have plenty of vlogs and other makeup videos to check out if you'd like to, so go ahead and do that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!